Have you ever wondered how solar magnetic storms affect us and everything on Earth? Imagine, if you will, our sun, a colossal ball of gas, constantly churning and swirling, generating an immense magnetic field. Now picture a sudden, violent eruption on its surface, hurling a burst of charged particles into space. This, my friends, is the birth of a solar magnetic storm. These storms, though originating millions of miles away, have a significant impact right here on Earth. They interact with our planet's own magnetic field, leading to a cascade of effects that range from the beautiful, like the northern and southern lights, to the potentially disruptive. And it's not just our planet that feels the impact. Everything that calls Earth home, from the smallest microorganism to us, the humans, can be affected by these celestial tempests. So, let's dive into the world of solar magnetic storms and discover their profound effects. To understand their impact, we first need to know what solar magnetic storms are. In essence, they are a natural phenomenon that happens when the sun emits a burst of energy and particles into space. This is better known as a solar flare or coronal mass ejection. Imagine the sun as a pot of boiling water. Just as bubbles form and burst in boiling water, the sun's magnetic field lines twist and snap, releasing energy and charged particles. This soup of charged particles, or plasma, is hurled into space at incredible speeds. What makes this interesting is the sun's magnetic field. Just like Earth, the sun has a magnetic field that extends far into space. This field is constantly in motion, changing and shifting in complex ways. Sometimes these shifts cause a buildup of energy, like a coiled spring. When this energy is suddenly released, it results in a solar magnetic storm. These storms are not a one-time occurrence. They are part of what we call the solar cycle, a roughly 11-year cycle of increasing and decreasing solar activity. When solar activity is high, we see more sunspots, solar flares, and, you guessed it, solar magnetic storms. Now you might be wondering how these storms reach Earth. The answer lies in the solar wind, a steady stream of particles flowing from the sun. When a solar flare, or coronal mass ejection, occurs, it can cause a disturbance in the solar wind, creating a shock wave of charged particles. This shock wave travels through space, and if Earth is in its path, can interact with our planet's magnetic field, leading to a geomagnetic storm. This is where the term solar magnetic storm comes from. It's a bit of a misnomer, as the storm actually takes place in Earth's magnetosphere, not on the sun itself. But the cause of these storms is rooted in the sun's activity, hence the name. Now that we understand what solar magnetic storms are, let's explore their effects on our planet. You might be surprised to learn how much these solar events can affect our planet. Solar magnetic storms, or solar flares, have a profound influence on Earth's magnetic field. This is the invisible shield that protects our planet from cosmic radiation. When a solar flare hits, it can cause the magnetic field to fluctify wildly, leading to some truly beautiful and awe-inspiring phenomena, like the northern lights or aurora borealis. These mesmerizing light shows are the result of solar particles colliding with Earth's magnetic field and illuminating the upper atmosphere. But it's not all breathtaking displays in the night sky. Solar magnetic storms can also have some less than desirable effects on our world. You see, our modern society is deeply reliant on technology, and much of this tech is particularly sensitive to changes in the Earth's magnetic field. For instance, communication systems can be disrupted by these storms. Satellites, which are integral to our global communication network, can be affected by the increased radiation. This could lead to interruptions in everything from GPS navigation to cell phone signals and even television broadcasts. Similarly, power grids can also suffer. The fluctuating magnetic field can induce currents in our power lines, potentially leading to blackouts. In fact, in 1989, a massive solar storm caused a widespread power outage in Quebec, Canada, leaving millions without electricity for up to 9 hours. Moreover, these storms can also interfere with aviation systems, particularly for flights that traverse polar routes. The heightened radiation levels can pose a risk to onboard electronic systems and can even increase the radiation dose for flight crews and passengers. So while solar magnetic storms can gift us with the mesmerizing northern lights, They can also disrupt our daily lives in significant ways. As you can see, these storms can have significant effects on our technological systems, but what about their effects on humans? It's not just our tech that can be disrupted. These solar events can have an impact on us too. Let's delve a bit deeper into the potential health effects of solar magnetic storms. You see, humans aren't just biological creatures. We're also electromagnetic beings. Our body's internal magnetic field is responsible for many processes, including the regulation of our heartbeats and the communication between our brain cells. It's suggested that the increased geomagnetic activity from solar storms could potentially disrupt this internal balance. Imagine the Earth as a giant magnet. When a solar storm hits, it's like someone is shaking that magnet. This could potentially disturb our body's internal magnetic field, causing a range of effects. Some people might experience minor disruptions, such as sleep disturbances. You might find it harder to fall asleep, or you might wake up feeling less refreshed than usual. But the effects could potentially go beyond just physical. There's also a mental aspect to consider. Some research suggests that solar magnetic storms could have an impact on our mood and mental health. During periods of high solar activity, there have been reported increases in hospital admissions for depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. It's hypothesized that the magnetic fluctuations could affect our brain's bioelectromagnetic functioning, leading to these symptoms. However, it's important to note that these are just theories at this stage. The human body is incredibly complex, and it's difficult to definitively link these effects to solar storms. More research is needed to fully understand the extent of the impact on our health. But even with the current level of understanding, it's clear that solar magnetic storms have the potential to affect us in ways we might not even realize. We're not just passive observers of these cosmic events, we're participants, living and breathing within the Earth's magnetic field. The effects of solar magnetic storms on humans are still being researched, but it's clear they can have an impact. Now, let's discuss how we can protect ourselves. While we can't control the sun's activity, we can take steps to mitigate the effects of solar magnetic storms. Solar magnetic storms, as we've seen, can have a significant impact on our daily lives. But the good news is, there are practical steps we can take to protect ourselves and our systems from these celestial events. Firstly, it's important to stay informed about solar activity. Scientists and researchers around the world constantly monitor the sun's behavior, providing updates and forecasts about potential solar storms. There are various online platforms and applications available that provide real-time updates on solar weather. By keeping an eye on these resources, we can prepare for any potential disturbances caused by solar storms. Secondly, maintaining healthy sleep habits is key. Solar magnetic storms can disrupt our circadian rhythms, leading to sleep disturbances. By sticking to a regular sleep schedule, ensuring our sleeping environment is dark and quiet, and avoiding stimulants like caffeine close to bedtime, we can help our bodies adjust more easily to any disturbances in our natural sleep-wake cycle. In addition to this, we can also take steps to protect our technological systems. For instance, companies can have backup systems in place and avoid scheduling critical activities during times of high solar activity. Similarly, satellite operators can put their satellites in safe mode during a solar storm to prevent any potential damage. On a larger scale, governments and organizations can invest in infrastructure that's designed to withstand the effects of solar magnetic storms. This could involve, for example, building power grids that can handle sudden surges in electricity, or designing satellites with shielding to protect them from solar radiation. In essence, the key to mitigating the effects of solar magnetic storms lies in being prepared. By staying informed, taking care of our health, and investing in resilient systems, we can lessen the impact of these fascinating, yet potentially disruptive solar events. By staying informed and taking care of our health, we can lessen the impact of these fascinating, yet potentially disruptive solar events. Solar magnetic storms are a powerful reminder of our connection to the cosmos. These celestial tempests, born in the heart of our sun, have far-reaching effects that extend beyond its fiery surface. touching everything here on Earth. We've journeyed together through the science of these storms, understanding their origin and how they interact with our planet's systems, creating awe-inspiring auroras but also potentially disrupting our technology. We've also explored how these solar events can impact us, humans, potentially affecting our health and well-being. But remember, we're not helpless against the power of the sun. We've discussed various ways to protect ourselves and mitigate the impact of these solar storms, from improving our technology to adopting healthier lifestyles. So, the next time you gaze at the sun, remember the unseen storms it's producing and how they ripple through our lives here on Earth.